welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Ella. I make motherhood and lifestyle content, and we are 35 weeks pregnant as far as yesterday. So today I had my non-stress testing and my weekly scans for fluid checks with baby girl, but I kind of wanted to cover what's been going on for the past 2 weeks, kind of like my 34 and 35 week updates. A lot has been like going on, and just a lot more trips to labor and delivery than I would like. I just kind of wanted to do a touch base about what has been going on. I feel like the last things I've been recording are like nesting vlogs, which is great, but they don't really get to catch you guys up on what is actually happening within the pregnancy. So let's get right into it. If you don't know this already, I have been getting weekly scans. I think that kind of started, I want to say at like 32 weeks, because I had been going through a ton of contractions. When I was at the beach with my friend Ashley, I was like having contractions nonstop where like Matthias was having to pull over. I was in so much pain. So I ended up just like going and getting checked out. But since then, they were like a little bit concerned about the fact that I'm having that many contractions, and they had deemed me on like bed rest, but not really bed rest, more like house arrest. So I have been ordered to just basically take it way easier than I've been taking it. And it's just because I'm a very active person. I don't know if you can relate, but it feels as if like if I'm not going and physically doing things, then I'm being lazy and not getting things done. It's really hard for me to like hit the brakes and just kind of like rest. I have been trying to do better at that. Since I have, the contractions have definitely slowed down, so that has been a major help and feeling a lot more relaxed. However, around 33 weeks, I did have an episode of just like extreme itchiness. I went into the hospital to get checked. My doctor was there. They ran my test for cholestasis, which I think I already made a video on, so I'm going to link that up above here. It's been since then that they were just like, we just need to monitor you like every week. I went in last week for a ultrasound. They're just doing scans to check the fluid levels to make sure everything is good, since cholestasis can cause stress on the baby, and they want to make sure the placenta is still doing its job as necessary, and everything was good. At 32 weeks, when they checked her, she was head down. And then at 33 weeks, she was back the other way. Her feet were down and her head was up. And then 34 weeks, she had finally flipped, and it was so weird because I was laying in bed one night and Matthias and I were just like, I was laying on my side and he had his hand on my stomach, and I could feel her head because I knew her head was here from the past ultrasound. And we could feel her head dropping. The biggest advice they gave me there to help drop her back into you know, like a ready to go position, head down, was they said to rock on my hands and knees because it allows more space for the baby to move. So I was doing that a couple times a day, and literally within like 2 days, she went head down. I did that, and I was also just laying on my left side with a huge pillow between my legs, like almost like the peanut ball pillow. Huge. I had like 3 pillows stacked, and they say it just opens up your pelvis to allow more space for her to head down. So that did work. So if you are looking to get baby down, try those 2 things. This ultrasound at 35 weeks showed that she is still head down. So her head is down on my bottom left side, and her butt is on the top right, and then her feet are over on the right at the top. She is in good position. She just needs to stay there now. But her fluid levels are great, and I'm feeling so much more relief. Like, I don't really feel like I should be going now every week, but I get it. Like, they just want to keep the monitoring. Next week is her growth scan. So at 36 weeks, I get a growth scan, and then I have my strep B swab at the doctor's. Everything seems to be going much smoother than it was like 3 weeks ago, which is where we wanted to be. And I really contribute that to slowing down. Doing it with a toddler is really hard, and I'm just thankful that I'm listening to my body a little bit more. Being in your 3rd trimester in the summer, like, it's no joke. I'm living in Pennsylvania. We're like Northeast Pennsylvania, and I have to tell you, like, there are hotter places. I get it. If you're in Florida, I don't know how you're surviving. Like, you should get government checks for being pregnant, this pregnant. I don't know how people in hotter states are holding up, but if you are living in a hot state and you are in your 3rd trimester, power to you. Comment below where you live and how far along are you and what is the temperature, because right now we're in the middle of a heat wave and it's like 92 degrees, but it just feels like a sauna outside. In the past time between 34 and 35 weeks after my last time into labor and delivery, because I didn't feel baby move for almost a full day, which is so unlike her, that I went in to get checked and it took her really a long time to get going. And then once she got going, it was fine. But that like also scared me because I was like, I just feel like I don't trust my body anymore. And I was just like, better safe than sorry. Ever since then, I was like, I'm packing this hospital bag. I don't care if I'm 34 weeks, like I'm packing it. I just packed my hospital bag. I'm gonna be filming a what's in my hospital bag and what's in baby's bag video. So that will be coming out. I just feel like I'm at a place though where I'm pretty much ready. I did just order the Stoke Trip Trap high chair. I got the newborn attachment from one of my friends for like a little like sprinkle gift, I guess. I did have like a little luncheon with my sister and my cousin who came down from the Poconos to just like have like a little lunch, like a little girls lunch, and we went to my old job at Terrain, and I'm gonna like try to insert some pictures of that here. But it was just a really nice day, and my sister made us the cutest diaper cake, and she was so smart. She put size 3 diapers. I'm set on size 1 diapers. We are planning to use the Coterie diapers this time around, so that's subscription based, and since I already have the diaper brand diapers in size 1s, I'm probably gonna be good in size 1 depending on her size, but I might not even need to start Coterie until size 2. So the diaper brand is the other brand that I was debating back and forth between the diaper and Coterie. So I did find some at Walmart that were like on clearance. So I was like, let me just pick these up. We'll use these, at least they're the nice clean alternative. And then we'll switch into Coterie once we run out, just to save a little bit of extra money. I mean, diapers were pretty good on. We just need to pick up some wipes, but I don't think there's really a point of picking them up until pretty much like right before baby gets here, or even when she gets here. We're gonna be using probably the Honest brand. I like the Coterie wipes, but honestly, they're just so expensive. They're like $9 a pack. That's like crazy to me. I think we're just gonna go with the Honest brand wipes, and it's nice because they just built a Target across the street. We can just order from them for pickup. So that is my plan for that. And I'm trying to think of if there's any other things. The only thing left we really have to do is like sanitize bottles and whatnot, but I'm not gonna do that for a while. But as far as like any type of pregnancy symptoms that I've been having, more so, I would say that the restless legs are unreal. I really didn't have restless legs with my first pregnancy. Last night I was sitting in the rocking chair putting Avi to bed, and I'm not kidding you. I was sitting here like this with my hands on my stomach, and my hands just like involuntarily jumped like this because I just felt like, I feel almost like my body has a twitch 24/7. And it was so weird because it was like totally involuntary, but it was such a big movement. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need a magnesium bath right after I finished putting her down, which I did end up taking a magnesium bath, and the magnesium baths help so much. So if you are having like restless legs, or your body is just like really sore and hurting, I don't like to revert to Tylenol. I'm just like not a pop a pill kind of girl. The only time I will take a Tylenol is if I have like a raging migraine that I know will just linger if I don't knock it out. For the most part, anytime I have like body aches or sore muscles, or I'm feeling like those aches in my pelvis, I just draw myself like a magnesium bath and then put some of the Dr. Teal's, I think it's like actually for menstrual cramping, it's just like lavender oils. It's lavender and some other type of oil, but I put that in the bath and I just make a little bubble bath, and I'm telling you, I sleep so much better at night. That has kind of been my go-to. I'm kind of taking those baths like every other night. I have definitely been drinking my red raspberry leaf tea. I've been drinking that for a little bit now. I haven't been drinking like a lot of it. Like I would have like 1 tea bag every other day. Even my doctor said like people who think that you drinking red raspberry leaf tea is gonna like send you into labor, like it's not. It definitely just helps strengthen your uterus so that when you're pushing, like you have a stronger like uterus push. Like you don't push as long or as hard. I was really lucky that with my first pregnancy, I did not push long at all. Like I'm talking maybe 3 to 5 minutes. I think she was out by the 3rd contraction. So I got very lucky with the first baby, and I'm hoping that I'm this lucky with this baby. I used to drink red raspberry leaf tea a lot when I would have my period too, because it does help with those painful like cramps. I am going to be making a batch of it iced. I just ordered another box. I will link the ones that I order below because it's a 50 box for 10 bucks. And I think that's like just better. Like I feel like you drink a lot more of it than just like what I think that one comes with like 20 bags. Like I drink at least 2 tea bags now a day. So if I'm having 2 tea bags in 1 cup, I can make an iced batch. It's gonna clear out at least 25 bags if I make a huge thing. I do actually love it hot. The other thing that I ordered that I obviously will not be using at least until 37 weeks is the evening primrose oil. I use them as like a suppository. So you just pop a little hole in them and you know, put it up. You can take them orally, but it's proven to be better for your cervix when you use them as a suppository. So I am going to be using those. And then they also sell red raspberry leaf. If you're not a fan of the teas, they sell them in capsules, which I was gonna order the capsules, but honestly, I really like the teas. And now that I'm gonna make it into an iced drink with this heat, I probably will lean towards drinking that as opposed to taking the capsules. But it is an option for those who are not a fan. So I'm gonna link those 2 for you below. They're very cheap. I think they're $10. And then if you do a subscribe and save, which I don't really think you need it more than a month, but I think it's like an extra 35% off on Amazon. I am planning to collect colostrum probably 36-ish weeks, maybe next week I'll start. My friend gifted me her colostrum collecting kit that she didn't use from her baby back in April. So I have those already to go. She also gifted me the Mom Cozy, I think M2 pump. So I have that sterilized as well. And then my LV Stride comes in from my insurance. I think they send it once the baby is born. So it's nice that I have a backup pump because it's a little wild to me that they won't send it to you until the baby gets here, because some people do prefer to pump a little bit before baby comes. I don't know if I plan to pump or hand express. I have to look a little bit further into that. I didn't collect colostrum when I was pregnant the first time, and I really wish I did, because I was the one that was in a situation where breastfeeding was a disaster the first couple days, and I was bleeding, cracked, hurting, unable to get a great latch, but I really didn't want to give up on breastfeeding. Breastfeeding was like a huge thing for me. Like it was kind of a non-negotiable. I was like, I am going to breastfeed, like if it takes me to the edge or not. And for the first couple days, it definitely took me to the edge. I struggled really hard with that, but I didn't want to offer a bottle because I just didn't want baby getting used to the flow of the bottle nipple and it just being so much easier. And that's kind of what I heard of, like, when you're in that situation, that's why baby won't latch later, is because they're just used to getting the milk like this and not having to work from it for the breast. So my husband did end up syringe feeding Aviana in the hospital with his finger and a syringe dropper with just tiny drops of formula. But I wish I had collected colostrum so that he could have used my colostrum instead of formula. So just in case that is the case this time around, I feel like now that I have a better understanding of how breastfeeding works, I'm hoping it's not that, but you never know how baby is. You never know how their latch is going to be, or whether or not you get to that point of pain and bleeding and whatnot. So I would like to have a stash of colostrum ready to go just in case that happens. I think I'm going to wrap up this video here, but I wanted to thank you all for joining me on just a little update about how everything is going at 35 weeks. It's just mind-blowing to me that in 1 week we are 1 month away from a due date. I still don't know if they're planning to induce me or not now that everything's kind of looking great. My cholestasis numbers are good. They're not like alarming by any chance. I'm just waiting to hear from them, and I am just looking forward to having a healthy rest of this pregnancy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for some content that's going to be coming out. I am pre-filming a little bit just to give myself a breather in between creating content when the baby does come, but we do plan on doing a labor vlog. I know that my hospital does not allow like explicit filming. I think like when you're giving birth, but we will be able to do some updates and stuff in the room when there are no providers there. So I want to document that journey and hopefully get some great content to look back on. It's something I really wish I did my first pregnancy, and I'm very much looking forward to doing it with this pregnancy. I would love to do some 24 hours with a newborn, the day after, 48 hours and stuff like that. So I will be filming that kind of things, but until I have time to go around and edit and whatnot, those videos, I will have some other content coming out that I have pre-filmed. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to comment below about where you are at in your pregnancy journey, and if any of this stuff is relatable to you. I love to hear from you guys and go back and forth, and just know that the content that I'm putting out is actually making a difference to some people, or at least reaching some people. Go ahead and subscribe to make sure you don't miss any future videos coming up, and I will see you guys in the next vlog.